David Adamovich here for RDSN with head men's and women's track and field coach Don Nichter as he gets ready for Centennial Conference Championships this weekend. And Coach, you look ahead to the conference meet coming up this weekend. What has you the most excited?
Well, I think, for me personally as a coach, it's just seeing our athletes perform. Seeing them get excited about what they're doing and kind of the passion they bring to their specific event. In the moment when they're in the circle or on the runway or at the starting line, and just kind of seeing that look that tells you as a coach that you're really happy that they get a chance to compete in the meet, you get a chance to witness it, and they get a chance to be part of a special journey. Championship weekend, 3-day meet, get a chance to stay overnight and really get the team connected, support each other, have a little picnic on Saturday, midweek, mid-meet, dinner for the team with the parents and stuff. So I think it's great. Yeah, it's really exciting.
Let's highlight the fact that it is a 3-day meet. It's long. It's a long day for everyone involved. How does everyone, stay fresh, yourself included? Like, how do you, keep your focus and your energy and your drive throughout these things where you may do an event early in the day and then have to wait 3 hours before you get to go again?
Well, you have to be very, aware and conscientious of nutrition. You're making sure you get something to eat after your event so you're prepared for the next event 2 or 3 hours later. Hydration is always really important. The recovery process, active recovery after you compete, doing the things that you need to do to kind of get yourself restored in terms of both the mental, getting away from the event so you get ready for the next one, and detaching yourself if you need to get ready and prepared mentally for the event that you might have later. But also physiologically, just making sure that you cool down. There's things that we do, for example, with the distance group, kind of get your legs up in the air a little bit, spend some time sort of just recovering physically. At the same time, you get a chance to sort of process what just happened in the event that you were in, but then most importantly, kind of having a short memory so that you're ready for the next event. That might be, an hour or two later, but needs to be another opportunity for somebody to excel and perform.
Definitely don't want to, not highlight all of the athletes participating. There's a couple that we need to really focus on, and Ethan Hart's one in particular for the men. He's rewriting the record book this year with the shot put, second best in Centennial Conference history. What can we expect from him, this meet? He's expected, obviously, to go out and probably win, but what would be your advice for him?
Well, I get a chance to watch Ethan. Coach Jerry Harbold is his coach, works with him specifically day to day. Ethan's a fantastic young man. He's just so good at what he does, not just because of his performance, but because of his leadership, his maturity. He's just like a guy that you just love to coach, and he works really, really hard. He works hard in the weight room. He's been 5-time Centennial Athlete of the Week, which is just unbelievable, right? I mean, that's never happened before. So every week he just kind of brings it, like he never really has an off week. He is just a master of what he does, particularly in the shot put, but he's also, a discus and hammer thrower that's going to score points for us as well. So he's an exceptional young man, and just really proud of how he's performed and what he kind of adds to the team.
Absolutely. You mentioned Centennial Conference Athlete of the Week. You mentioned Ethan 5 times. Well, let's focus on the female side. 2-time Athlete of the Week, Daria Mikyusova, and different aspect of the meet with her. Hurdles, sprints, those kinds of things. Obviously the difference is the event itself, but how does it translate between the two to a certain extent?
Well, they're both really technical events, and so Daria would tell you the same thing, that in the hurdles, it's not just about how fast you can run, it's about how well you hurdle, and that's the technique aspect of that particular event. Daria, like Ethan, is an incredibly hard worker. She's often seen on the track doing some extra things even when everybody else is done. She might be practicing start, she might be just going over hurdles, but she's always very, very focused on her her hurdling events, both the high hurdles and the intermediate hurdles. Obviously, she's exceptional in the intermediate hurdles, national level competitor last year, and even better this year, obviously, as a school record holder.
Absolutely.
And now currently, fifth in the country in terms of ranking. So we're excited about seeing her perform this weekend, and hopefully bring home a conference championship, and also beyond the conference meet 3 or 4 weeks from now, and hopefully she'll get an opportunity to compete at the national level again.
Absolutely. That's let's move on to more general topics. One thing that you always pride yourself on really strong is your distance runners. What do we expect from them this weekend as a collective, both on the men's and the women's sides?
Well, we have a big group in the 10K, which is always kind of neat because that's the first event for the distance group. That's tomorrow night, and we have 5 men and 4 women. So that's something that they've embraced, the idea of running 10,000 meters. And even yesterday, I gave all of them an opportunity to say, look, I'm just going to run the 5K on Sunday and rest up a little bit and maybe focus on that. And to a person, they all just want to be part of the 10K. They want to do the double. They're going to go 10 and 5K. The 1,500 runners are getting excited about their race on Sunday. The 800 runners have to run a trial on Saturday to get into the final. And then the 4x8 relay for us will be kind of a neat opportunity to defend the championship that that group had in the indoor season in the 4x8. So it's going to be a fun group to work with this weekend, and across the board, frankly. All the event groups, the enthusiasm they have about having qualified for the meet, and the effort and discipline and practice ethic that it took all season to get in the meet, and now to have that opportunity to compete and perform. And that's what makes this meet special above and beyond any other meet. It's one of the few times all year that we actually have a scored meet.
Absolutely.
And it's also a meet that you have to qualify for. It's not automatic. And so I think that when you have athletes that have accomplished the qualifying process and now can actually let go a little bit and step up if they need to, and be part of a team and collecting points and helping to support each other and push each other a little bit. I mean, that's kind of what makes this meet exciting. And we have 67 athletes. I mean, we have competing 35 men and 32 women that have qualified, and that's one of the larger groups in the conference. So I'm really proud of them and how they've come along this season, and what they've accomplished up to now, and then what they're going to accomplish this weekend.
Absolutely. And one other thing we'll hit on before we let you go is, when you hear track and field, relays are what always comes to mind. And your teams have been really strong in the relays the last couple of years, and what you mentioned, had a chance to defend the indoor title in one event. What is it about the relays that just makes everyone so excited at a track meet?
Well, in this meet we have a 4x1, 4x100, a 4x4, and then the 4x8. I think the honor of being part of a relay team is significant, and then also the technical aspect is the handoffs and the work that goes into that. Not so much in the 4x8, but certainly in the 4x4 and the 4x1. The handoffs are really part of the training process. But I think that track and field, because it's such an individual sport in almost every other event, that the relays sort of bring on like kind of a different element to the way the track and field meet is conducted. And the 4x1 starts the activities on Sunday, and the 4x4 ends the meet on Sunday, and the 4x8 ends the meet on Saturday. So I think the way the relays are positioned in the meet also kind of gets people excited, because if you're on that 4x1, it's the first meet on Sunday morning, and if you're in that 4x4, it's the last meet on Sunday afternoon when the meet's ready to shut down. So I think that's another part of the relay that really makes it kind of exciting for people to be part of it.
All right, Coach. Well, we wish you good luck this weekend and hopefully bring back some conference titles.
Okay, we'll try to do that.
For head coach Don Nichter, I'm David Adamovich for RDSN. And don't forget, RDSN, the journey is always the reward.